What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninjas Top 5 Filthiest Pitches of the Day. We're going to jump right in. I'm going to start off with my honorable mentions. First, I have Kirby Yates and these ridiculous splitters. I mean, he did this over and over again to the Braves. Pure filth. And here's Kirby Yates' splitter grip for those wanting to throw this filth.
You do anything other than throw it like a fastball?
Yeah, kind of conscious of trying to keep my thumb kind of towards the ground. And kind of try and hook that seam because I'm trying to get it to come off that finger.
Yep.
And so sometimes they'll put a little pressure on the pointer finger. It varies kind of on the year and where I'm at. If it's rolling good, you don't really have to think about it. Other days not breaking, so you got to kind of try and help it out a little bit. That's usually where you kind of probably apply a little bit of pressure on the pointer finger.
Next, I have Trevor McGill K-ing the side with two swords. Then I have Jose Alvarado for this painted 100-mile-an-hour sinker and this turbo cutter. And I love the Insta K-strut on this 100-mile-an-hour painted sinker. I mean, he just knew it. He didn't wait for the umpire. He's like, I nailed it. Bye. Then we have Landon Roop for these curveballs and picked up a nasty sword. He had 8 Ks. And my last honorable mention is Luis Castillo for this sick two-seamer. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day. At number 5, Paul Skenes for this four-seamer, maybe, that looked like a splinker. I mean, look at the movement on this thing. I think this may be his new two-seamer. He has a running two-seamer developed in the offseason. And Sports Illustrated even ran an article on me thinking that might be his two-seamer. So it's a legit thought.
Major controversy, Ninja.
I know. Basically, I am taking on StatCast on this. StatCast called this a four-seamer, but this really does not look at all like his four-seamer. He had 6 Ks in 7 innings, giving up no earned runs. He also threw 98 miles an hour on his 102nd pitch. Number 4, we have Clay Holmes for this sinker that ran 24 inches. Yep, a hole, 2 feet. He had 6 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 1 earned run. At number 3, Zack Wheeler for basically everything he threw. These curveballs, splitters. He had 10 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 1 run. Here's an overlay of his fastball and curveball, and you can see how that curveball just dives to the dirt. Filthy stuff from Zack Wheeler. At number 2, I know Will's going to be happy, but we have Garrett Crochet for looking like an ace. My favorite pitch of his was his hit-by-pitch strikeout, adding injury to insult to Mullins here. And I can show you why Mullins would have swung at a pitch that hit him. Here's an overlay of Crochet's sweeper and the two-seamer that hit Mullins. And you can see how those pitches switched places. You have to stay in if you're a hitter there. And sometimes you get hit. He had 8 Ks and 8 scoreless innings and looked like, again, an absolute ace. What did you think, Will?
I mean, absolutely obsessed with this man, Ninjas. Just signed him for 6 years, too, by the way. Got him kind of on the cheap, kind of not. I mean, he has only pitched a little over 200 innings career, but Ninja, with this kind of filth, you got to lock up the aces. And I'm proud of the Red Sox for getting this done. And you know what, Ninja? Also, Rafi Devers is off the schneid. Sox got their second win of the year yesterday. Looking good. He had 2 hits and RBI. I was actually getting a little scared, Ninja, that Rafi's tenure in Boston might have been over. But 2 hits, he's back for good.
I like the fact that you're in a bar right now at 8:30 in the morning.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Ninja.
And at number 1, we have Zac Gallen torpedoing the Yankees. Oh my God, did the man put on a knuckle curve show? This was absolutely ridiculous. There is nothing you can do when Zac Gallen's knuckle curve is on like that, and certainly nothing the Yankees could do because they kept swinging and missing at this thing. He ended up with 13 swings and misses out of 18 knuckle curves and 13 strikeouts on the day. Absolute dominance from Zac Gallen. Here's an overlay of Zac Gallen's fastball and knuckle curve, and you can see why you would swing at a knuckle curve that you might miss by 2 feet. Just filthy stuff from Zac Gallen. Now on the Ninja Notes, we have to talk about this game yesterday between Hunter Greene and Jack Leiter because it was a pitching fest. And yes, any of these pitches could have been in the top 5, but this deserves a little spot on its own. Jack Leiter had 6 Ks and 5 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 hit. His slider was filthy. He had 7 whiffs on his sliders. And despite hitting 99.1 miles an hour this game, this was not in the top 52 fastest pitches thrown by a starting pitcher in this game, because Hunter Greene unleashed holy hell yesterday. He had 22 whiffs, averaged 100 miles an hour on his fastball. He had 12 whiffs on his slider. He looks like a bona fide ace and a Cy Young contender this year. And one other thing, this isn't pitching, but I freaking love this play by Ellie De La Cruz. I saw this live and was like, holy crap, where did this man come from? Cole Reagans had 10 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run. And the Ripper put Jackson Churio on the eternal IL. He dueled Freddie Peralta, who is also really good, with 8 Ks in 8 innings, giving up 1 run. Jamison Tyone had some nasty pitches and picked up 7 Ks in 6 innings, had the sweeper that was filthy. And Dylan Cease had 7 Ks in 6 1/3 innings, giving up only 1 run. He, of course, had his normal sliders, but I love this super slow changeup. Over 23 miles an hour, slower than his best bolt this game. And I love the confidence he throws this with, this head nod. And then after he gets a strikeout, he's just like, yeah, I'm a badass. I just threw a Bugs Bunny slow ball. And you might have mentioned yesterday when we talked about the White Sox taking shots at me catching strays. Well, it turns out it was all a misunderstanding. John Schriffen reached out to me, apologized privately, and then did it on air. Look, dude, no problem. I thought it was pretty funny watching a game and catching strays, but I appreciate it.
This opportunity to clarify something that I said on the broadcast last night. We were having a conversation about players who get tips or news off of things that they find on Twitter, which is now X. And I made a comment, and in no way was I intending to take a jab or a slight at Pitching Ninja, which is a great resource for people who can break down the art of pitching. So I went back, I watched the broadcast last night, and clearly it was not what I intended to say, and I apologized. I reached out to Rob privately, and he's the guy who runs Pitching Ninja, and we had a great conversation. He said, I understand, yeah, there's no bad beef here or anything like that. I know what I intended to say was, because I'm not on Twitter anymore, Twitter and X is not a source for me. And I said that on the previous game broadcast that I deleted it and I'm not on Twitter anymore. So just wanted to clarify that. I am a big fan of Pitching Ninja. I think it's great for the game of baseball, gets people involved in a very creative way. So no way was I trying to take a jab there.
Not all of us are so quick to forgive Ninja. Griffin, it's on set. If you ever see me in public, walk the other way. And Ninja, while I'm talking, let's talk about some dongs in the dong corner. We're kicking off with Ivan Herrera, who had a trio of trophy shots into the Big Mac land. That's right, Ninja. Triple dingers, 6 ribeyes for the Cardinal catcher. Not a bad little day for the guy. The long dong of the day goes to Byron Buxton, who blasted the long dong, 446, to a lucky fan in Chicago. Not a great showing here by the Southside faithful, considering the Sox were in first place, Ninja, tied with every other team in the division at 2-4. But Ninja, I got to give the dong of the day to none other but Shohei Ohtani. I mean, this is just so Shohei, Ninja. It's bobblehead night. You know, there's fans coming from all over to get this quite awesome-looking bobblehead, I might say. I actually looked on eBay. They're going for around $200. But what does the guy do? He hits a walk-off home run. The Dodgers were actually down 5-0. It was an epic comeback. They're 8-0 now. The Braves are having a tough start. But, Ninja, this showdong is the...
Well, I was watching this game with my son. Braves were up 5-0, and I go, you know they're not going to win this game. Who do you think is going to hit the walk-off for the Dodgers? And I called it. Should have had money on it, like I did yesterday with my K-prop parlay. Winning big. Now on to my Pitching Ninja moment of zen. Keith Hernandez was apparently not a fan of the hitting this game.
Piss poor hitting. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by Infinity. Experience the Infinity lineup.
My picks of the day today, I'm going to take Hunter Brown for 6 Ks or more, and then take Tanner Houck for 5 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?